Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It is the morning of the ACATENANGO volcano hike. Very excited, a little bit apprehensive.
Yeah, we'll see what the weather is like because the forecast is not looking its best. I mean, it is just the shoulder season between the dry and the wet season. We could get anything, honestly.
We're keeping our fingers crossed, but we're about to head over to Wicho and Charlie's, which is the company that we're doing it with. We're gonna have breakfast there, pack up our bags, and then head out to the trailhead. Alright, let's go. Wicho and Charlie's is probably the most popular company to book the ACATENANGO hike with. They have a great selection of gear you can borrow, either included in the price or for an additional cost, which is great for people who can't fit all their bulky hiking gear into their suitcases.
We enjoyed a delicious breakfast at their office in Antigua on the morning of the hike and could fill up as many trail mix bags and water bottles as we liked for the next 2 days.
Then we boarded their shuttle bus and drove for about an hour through some gorgeous landscapes until we reached the trailhead.
We were greeted by some cute doggos, including the most adorable little puppy, and were given some information on the upcoming day's hike, and then we began our ascent.
Here we go. So I just started the hike up. Pretty steep at the moment, but to zigzag through the forest a little bit, just surrounded by cornfields everywhere, farmland at the moment. And we're going up here. The tops at the moment are all in clouds, but hopefully we'll hike up through those and above the clouds so that we get a nice view of the volcano. The terrain underfoot is very slippery, like walking on the beach, so it doesn't make it easy. How are you finding it?
I'm sitting down all morning to like 90 degrees.
Yeah.
That's a bit a shock to the system.
It's tough.
But I mean, that's a thing to carry. Now just hiking up through this cloud forest area, second biome that we're going to be hiking through. It's actually really nice because the temperature is really cool. We're hiking up sort of through the clouds at the moment, which is nice because it's still pretty steep. Total, we've got about 1,200 meters of elevation to go up to base camp. Base camp's around 3,600 and we started around 1,400. It's quite a long way up. We've definitely got a mix of people in the group. Some are a bit slower, so they're sort of a group behind us. Some are a bit faster, so they've gone on ahead. We're sort of in the middle a little bit. But yeah, it's a nice group. Enjoying it so far. Got that on camera. Arrived to our lunch spot, which is about halfway up, they said, so good to know that every step we take from now on we'll be getting closer to the top. We had a delicious pasta lunch provided by the tour company that we're going with, Wicho and Charlie's. They actually provide all the food during the trek and it's all vegan food as well, so that's definitely a bonus for us. They are very popular, like we only just got in with them because we booked quite late, so if you are doing it in the high season you're probably going to want to book quite far in advance if you want to get spots. Okay? Yeah. We've hiked up out of the cloud forest now. We're now more into this pine forest type area, so the third different biome that we're going to be walking through. And it's really beautiful up here. The clouds have started to clear. Start to see the mountains around you. We're now just following the road up. So if you were doing like the 4x4 tour or something like that, you could get the 4x4s most of the way up. You can also have the option to take transport up with this tour if you like. They can take you sort of like 50-60% of the way and then you can walk the rest of the way just if you think you'd struggle with the whole hike. So there's lots of options to make it easier. to adjust it to.
Yeah.
So it's like been pretty nice up to this point because we've only had to carry these little day packs, but now for the last stretch we've got to carry these massive packs with all of our water in. It's a bit like when we were doing the Zunil hike, except I've got to carry something on the front as well. It's a bit like I'm about to backpack and go for it on the next bus.
Yeah, it's a bit like me when we're moving between places, but we're gonna share the little one, so I'm gonna take it for a bit.
Yeah.
He's gonna take it for a bit.
Still nowhere near as heavy as when we did Zunil because we don't have to carry like tents and sleeping bags and all of that stuff because the whole camp is set up at the top. It's still a lot lighter than Zunil, so I don't actually feel that bad really with it.
Or if you don't want to do that, you can pay 100 kvartaler and then the porters will carry the remaining distance for you. Don't worry if you feel like that's a bit of a heavy load to carry, you don't have to.
Your turn.
But I'm not being a hiking princess.
I get it back on the very last steep bit.
Yeah.
Definitely a nice little section this. And when we get the big backpacks, just sort of following the edge of the volcano around. It's nice and flat, Guatemalan flat, as the guide puts it. And then there's just one last steep little bit at the very end to get to base camp. Almost there. Gracias. Well done.
You're part of the picture.
Made it.
It's so tough and look, it's clear.
You can see Fuego, you can see the curve. Actually really pretty with all the clouds around it right now.
God, it's so beautiful.
Just take as many photos as we can, just in case.
I need to get the big ones out.
So cool. Let's wait for it to erupt now.
And trust us, nothing comes close to seeing and hearing Fuego erupt from that close for the first time.
Right, into our accommodation for the night.
Very basic.
Yeah, we're in a 6-bed little dorm room, so sharing with 4 other people. They also have like 4-bed, 8-bed and private cabins.
Yeah.
Obviously the privates are more expensive.
King bed, extra blanket.
Yeah, and all this stuff's already up here, so
You
like,
don't have to carry it like
Yeah.
with Zunil. Obviously, which is quite nice. The guides obviously offer the Fuego hike. They also offered us to go a little bit further up, about 30-minute hike or so, to watch the sunset because you won't be able to see it from this end because it's on the sun setting on the other end. It's extra cost, but I think it's pretty cool and it's a short hike, so
a lot easier than doing Fuego.
Yeah.
Part of me
So
kind of wants to do Fuego, but also like I'm looking at the distance and it's like,
it is bloody far. So that's what we're doing.
for Fuego you have to hike all the way down here, then all the way up to the ridge here, and then you end up like here. So you're really, really close to the eruptions. It's very cool, but it's like just super far away.
After sitting back and enjoying every eruption of Fuego from our base camp on ACATENANGO, we began to make our way further around the volcano to get a different angle of this incredible view.
It's like a mushroom cloud.
We watched the volcano and the eruptions until it got dark, and then made our way back to camp via torchlight. The guides had warmed up some hot chocolate for us when we got back, and after a nice dinner, we sat down by the fire, roasted some marshmallows, and watched the lava light up Fuego at night.
The following morning we were up at 4 a.m. and began our ascent to the summit of ACATENANGO in the dark, and as the sun started to brighten the sky we arrived at the crater.
Made it to the summit.
It's the summit. It's amazing.
So beautiful up here.
I know.
There's Agua over there, and then Fuego over here. Been a couple of pretty amazing eruptions already this morning.
After admiring the view for as long as we could, we followed everybody else back down to base camp. And going down was definitely quicker than going up.
Done. From now it's just downhill.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy beautiful up at the top. Very glad we did the sunrise hike. Just again, not much time to film. We tried to do like a million things at once. Tried to get the shots we wanted, but didn't have much of a chance to really explain it up there. It was absolutely gorgeous. So beautiful. Got really lucky as well because the clouds just started to come in just as we were leaving. We really timed it very well.
After a yummy breakfast burrito, we began our descent.
Just like with Santa Maria and some of the other volcanoes, just a there and back trail, so all the way up one way and all the way down exactly the same way. The summit we were at this morning was amazing. Actually, it's worth noting that a lot of the people that went to Fuego last night ended up not going to the summit this morning just because they were too tired. So it really is sort of picking one or the other, whether you want to go to Fuego and get really close to the volcano, or whether you want to go to the summit in the morning, see the sunrise, get some cool pictures. Worth sort of knowing what you want to do before you get up here. Descent should take us about 2 to 3 hours, I think. We should end up getting down about 10 o'clock, 10:30 this morning, and then just get the transports all the way back to Antigua. Well done. Finished. We're just back from the ACATENANGO trek now. We've had a shower, a little bit more refreshed because we were very dirty by the end of that trek.
Yeah, bear that in mind. You're hiking a volcano, so you're going to be dirty.
What an unforgettable experience.
Oh, it was amazing
Just
up there.
once in a lifetime, really. I mean, how many places in the world do you get a chance to watch an active volcano go off from so close?
And it was our very first time to witness that as well. So now we just kind of want to do it more and more everywhere where we can.
The company was really good. It is a tricky hike, especially if you haven't hiked too much. If you're an experienced hiker, we found it pretty comfortable.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna put together a kind of like a beginner guide, everything you need to know if you're not hiked before or you're not an experienced hiker, because we talked to a lot of people and some of them that was their very first trek, which is quite an intense first trek.
We really enjoyed hiking around Antigua, Pacaya and ACATENANGO.
And with that
amazing.
we basically saw all 3 active volcanoes
Yeah,
of
with
Guatemala.
Santa Guicha as well and
Yeah.
Shella. So yeah, we've had an amazing time hiking here. Moving out of the mountains now, we're going to be heading up north. But yeah, we're excited to show you around there, and we'll see you when we get there. Bye.